Hi, Ron. Excuse me, it's Stuart here. I am 30 minutes later than I said I was going to be live. It's to do with listening to the Trump talk. Big talk about the U.S. economy. Obviously, as expected, running hot. He's only actually said it once so far, but the hottest economy in the world. He has gone off script and talked a lot about Greenland and the U.S. The fact that the U.S. needs it, the fact that the US saved Greenland and Denmark from the Nazis in the Second World War, and we gave it back to Denmark and Greenland. His grasp of history is somewhat questionable, one would argue. But anyway, as far as the markets are concerned, the euro had been ticking up earlier, come down as soon as Trump started talking. So dollars lifted a little bit on his chatter about what's going on. He's still talking. I thought he might have finished by now. He's been all over the place, obviously, right across the economy. He's currently talking about the housing situation, and he's now moving on to the Fed chair, presumably getting very personal about a guy he appointed, um, Jay Powell, a guy he held in great regard up until a year or so ago. And yeah, so anyway, saying he's just said that Fed chairs change when they get in the role, i.e., they have their independent mind. So and we'll see who's going to get that job. Looks like it's going to be Kevin Walsh, a bit more compliant than others. Futures, actually, US stock market has just started. We're up by 0.3 of 1%. We had that massive sell-off yesterday, biggest for a very, very long time. Let me just find the stock markets. Sorry. Let's choose the Nasdaq. Nasdaq was down 2 and a bit percent yesterday, wasn't it? 2.3%. Yeah, 2.39%. The Dow was off 1.79%, and the S&P 500, the world's most important stock market, was down 2% at 6796. So we were under 68 on the S&P 500 in the cash close yesterday. So we look at the daily candle, see what a big move down that was. Oops, that's not where. There we are. A huge down day yesterday. Last time with that significant move, you'd have to go back all the way to the 12th of December, and then before that, the 10th of October. Well, actually, no, the 20th of November and the 10th of October. Uh, um, he had a massive day when he didn't get his own way around the Nobel Peace Prize and threatened tariffs on China. Obviously, all about tariffs this weekend. We gapped on open on Monday, down significantly yesterday. Remember, US was closed on Monday for Martin Luther King days, and mentioned nothing about that. The great Martin Luther King, but cash markets were very, very clear. Down they went yesterday, worst day in a long time in the United States. That rippled out around the world. The other big driver yesterday, the chaos in the Japanese bond market, the JGBs, the Japanese government bonds, JGBs. When you hear people talking about JGBs, that's what they're talking about. Sorry, am I speaking too quickly? Somebody's saying I'm speaking too quickly. Right, let me slow down a bit. So big move in the currency markets as well. Yes, the dollar remained weak. If we look at the yen, very, very weak yesterday. That's not bad. That's a bad example using the dollar. Let's just use the Swiss franc. Big down day yesterday. Sorry, that was a dollar weak day as well. That's a dollar against Swiss franc. If we look at the yen, crosses as well yesterday. So the dollar was down yesterday. The yen was also weak. We had a good day for the Kiwi yesterday. So if we look at Kiwi yen, for instance, really, really strong day yesterday following Monday's big rally, and we're up again today. So a weak yen across the board. Euro is flat. We went long a lot of these. So we've closed out. I'll come to my trades from last night. We had 12 trades. I think we were exposed quite a bit. I had full exposure yesterday. That doesn't happen that often in trading on my end of the full risk on. Last time we went with all those yen trades, we were successful. We've closed 3 of them this morning when I woke up and I look at the 60 yen closed for 34 loss. Euro yen was a 21 pip loss, and pound yen was nearly a 19.4 pip loss. The others are still open. Aussie yen actually hit target 1, and it's still in the money, I think. And there was lots of others, but we'll go through all of those in a minute. So generally, the chaos on the in the bond market, the long end of the bond yield curve in Japan has rippled out around the world, and 10-year, I don't know what they're trading at the moment, but 10-year treasuries yesterday in the United States closed at 4.29%, really quite stretched. I've got a feed here. We're down this morning. We've come up down to 2.8%, 2.8, 4.28 from 4.29 yesterday's rally. We're off 0.3 of 1% on the 10-year yield. So obviously, this continued weakness of the yen moves on. There's sort of chatter from some in Japan about trying. They didn't actually use the word intervention, but looking to try and calm the weakness in the yen. Obviously, as I say, we've got this election coming on the 8th of February, and Parliament, the Lower House of Parliament in Tokyo, gets disbanded. I think it's this Friday, 23rd. Yeah, Friday, I think is when it gets disbanded. So I say euro, we were out with that for a loss. Pound, yen, guppy, we were also long last night, and that's been closed out this morning. It's the daily time frame, so it looks a bit tight, but that was about a 20 pip loss. And the other one we closed was the Swissy yen, I think it was, wasn't it? Swissy yen's also closed, so we were long on all of those. The others are still open. I think CAD yen was still open last time I had a look. Entry target. Oh, that might have actually target as well. CAD yen. Let's see. In the hourly time frame, which way it did that. Yeah, so that's it. Target. Oh no, that's from the 13th. I don't know if that is the actual prices we got on 27 to 50. Yeah, that'd be right. 30 pips. Yeah, so that's 15 pips on CAD yen as well. So that one's okay to stop now. Do it on the system as well, the demo system. But it would have automatically gone on my trading platform, automatically gone the stop loss to. That's how I programmed it. Goes to stop loss on hitting of target one. So I was looking at least another 15, or guaranteed 15 pips, and we'll trail that up as this trend continues on the outside. Can't you? Hitting money. The others, I say, have lost money. We're still out of the money for the week because of that big loss on the Dow on Monday. Net yesterday we were up 80 points, but we're down 2 points in round numbers for the week so far, and I think we're down. Yeah, we're down for the day at the moment. Well, again, I'll update you all on that later. So Trump is still speaking, I guess. Check the feed. He's still speaking. Talking about low the interest rates are too high in the US. He hasn't actually mentioned the name. Obviously, he wouldn't do that. Um, this forum very much addressed in his early part of the speech, very much addressed the Europeans, saying he loved Europe, and he's his mum's from Scotland and his family ties in Germany, but you Europe's ruining itself. Obviously, all direct implication about immigration and all the rest of it. So anyway, he's talking directly to Jim Powell at the moment by the looks of things. So where are we? So dollar has picked up since he started talking. Stock marks have picked up since he started talking. To use the euro, use China as an example. So this is dollar. Actually, that's interesting. Dollar's gone down. I think uh, so that's interesting. That would the dollar had picked up against most of its crosses. He started talking here at 130, but it's reversed now. It's done the same on the euro. Um, no, it's held its gains against the euro, so we're still down. CAD is still so there's been no data to move that, so it's directly related to what his NIPSA says, Mr. President DJ Trump, um, and big data is coming in tomorrow. We have got pending home sales later on today. It's the only US data at 3 o'clock in 20 minutes. So whether that's moving the pendulum, I doubt it. But dollar CAD actually continues to decline today. So that's a bit of a divergence there on the forex front. Gold and silver, as you might expect, hit all-time highs on the worry of the crashing of the stock market yesterday. We went higher again this morning. So this was what's this? It's a 15-minute chart. So this morning on opening European trades, we rallied to 4,888, as I shared on our Discord group. So gold, very, very careful betting against this people, my friends. But as you can see, as Trump started to speak here in a shorter time frame, the rally in the dollar has pulled the gold today. But you can see even here on the 5-minute chart, we're waiting for the president to talk. He's started his speech. Everything's out on the table, and we're back up to 4868, and the gold market that remains bid. Silver, likewise, all-time highs yesterday. We didn't quite get to new all-time highs today. It was yesterday's high is still in place over $95, but we're just under 95 at the moment. That remains a really, really strong bid market, as does most of the other commodity currencies. Most of the commodities, so commodity currencies. That could explain why the Aussie's holding up, the Kiwi's holding up, and the CAD is holding up as well as these continue to rally. Platinum, palladium, which I can't show you here, are also very well bid. Crypto, Billy Bitcoin under 90,000. First time, let's go to the daily. Oh, there's the daily time. First time we've been under 90,000. But here you see big down day yesterday as stock markets and risk off. No riskier asset as far as the markets are perceived as than crypto. We'd had an okay weekend, but panic on Monday as we went down, and US liquidity came back yesterday, and down we went under the key 92,000. So as I said yesterday, my long positions we broke 92,000 last week. It's been closed out, and actually for a loss by the time we got out. Only a little one, but it was only a little exposure, like a weak breakout. Big consolidation continued, and we're back into our consolidation zone under that key 92,000 level. So the fact we went under 90,000 today took us into the bottom of the Bollinger Band. That's one thing I did notice there at 87,700 earlier today. And I say on the daily time frame, as you can see here, the 90,000 sits around about just here. I thought I'd put that on this chart, but no. So the first time we've been under 90,000 for the year, basically. End of January, we burst over 90,000. So we're sort of testing 2026 lows. 2026 lows. We have actually pushed one in. You can see that's the first, that's the 31st. So we tested the low of the year. So we saw that obviously again, automated systems EAs would perhaps have had a buy order down at that the year low. I mean, we're obviously only a few weeks into the year, but still, that's how systems work. That's how people's brains work. That's how coding works. Uh, these key round numbers. So there we go. So I mean, the point of today is normally to trade the open, but obviously the president was talking as we went into open, and just use the Dow as our preferred um, index to trade around the open. So let's have a look how it's opened. Let's say we've been higher all morning. So there we go. We are pushing higher. So we now here on our 5-minute Dow chart. We've had a nice strong rally here. So there's the first opportunity signal of a potential short there at 13:30 as the boss started speaking. There we are. I don't know if you marked it on there, but that's when Trump started speaking here on the Dow. Some other indices, we'll come to those in a minute. And off we go. The cross occurred there. We didn't actually clear there. That would have been our entry at 48,378. So thank you, Donald. This our little. So that's our entry. Green for go. And first target that would have been the outside of the Bollinger Band. So very much uh, the K and the D line very much aligned, very much going for it. So first target was here. So that would have closed out within 10 minutes of the open. In fact, that was before the open, wasn't it? Yeah, 150 we would have gone. Sorry, 1350 we've gone long. It's got to target one there. It's 10 minutes later at 2 o'clock. Um, Trump's in full flow now, and off we go. We're running the Bollinger Band. Sorry, we touched the outside of the Bollinger Band. So now we're looking to obviously go short. But look what's happened. We've continued to rally. So the trend has outbid the mean reverting power of the platform. And again, if you zoom this out, we go back to the beginning of the day. Where are we? 12 o'clock yesterday. So there's the beginning of today, the 21st. And you can see here, good, our pre-market low is where we were. The target we put in on, we were short this, aren't we? We were short, I can't remember. We took a shot, so it's coming in a smidge. Oh, how bloody annoying. I've just seen that, haven't I? There we go. Look at this, guys. This is trading in an absolute nutshell. Okay. Last night we went short the Dow, and um, it's come within. Our stop loss, my target here was 48,301. I think it was that. I should take a snapshot of this. Shouldn't I? This is absolute classic. Eye contact with you. Niall, yes, just join the. Somebody's asking here. I don't know if you're still here, Niall. Join this um, live session, Niall. Let's have a look. Sorry, I'm talking to the screen on. You got the top of my head on. Just the truck's still rattling on. We'll start land strikes over trucks. What the hell? We're not going to get away with it. Much more explosion. Is that on Mexico? But obviously, any off the hip comments, any off teleprompter comments, which is renowned for. It's 10 to nearly 10 to the hour. He's been talking nearly an hour and 20 minutes. He looks quite tired. Probably the lectern there. But, stocks remain up, as you can see there. So if there's any market moving in a minute, let's get rid of that. I was trying to bring up Discord group. Somebody was asking me, Neil was asking here, can I contact you? Of course you can. Of course you can. Let me just reply to this guy if you're around. That's why you want to be my friend. Come and join us on YouTube. Now we can or contact me on Twitter. Not on Twitter, on this Discord group, and I'll chat there if you want to. I'll just chat publicly. I'm not happy. Anyway, what I was saying was last night we got this short on at 48,532. My first target was 48,301. Look what we've got to. This is trading in a nutshell, guys. This is the thing that even now, after 30 years of doing this, it still gets you right in the throat. We were within a smidge. I wasn't watching. This is the set and forget. It's an end of day strategy. So we've come within what? We've come within the bottom of that. We were 301, 313 was the low we were at there. 313. And we come within 10 points of 48,300 points. So within 10 points of 48,300 points of hitting target one. And what's happened? Trump stands up, starts chatting, and we reverse, and we're back out of the money. That is trading in a nutshell. That is the one. That's one of the fears. You can see it here in live time now. That is one of the fears that really, really sticks in the throat. Always remember, you come within a smidge, and you're getting quite excited if you were watching that. Imagine if I'd been watching that and Steve got out as he started talking. But anyway, that's on my trend following strategy, my end of day strategy. So we just go up to again, it's all about time for it, you see. If we go up to just go up, actually, let's show you the different time. So we've got the daily time frame there. It looks a lot different, doesn't it? There's the entry, the green line. First target is here. So I've got lots of other targets on here, but first target is here. It's coming literally with a smidge of it, but it's still short. It's still open. The stop loss from last night is all the way there, 49,000. Anyway, back to our trading time frame, which is what we were here for in the first place. I'm actually, he might have finished. He might not have. But West has become stronger, defended its culture, blah, blah, blah. We should be paying a much lower interest rate. We don't want to use excessive. We don't want to use excessive force for Greenland, but we will. But stock markets are higher still. Perhaps not as high as they have been. The small caps, the Russell 2000 in the US, that's up over 1%. That's bounced quite significantly. So yes, he has stopped talking. and we'll evaluate all of that later, and I'll write something, or we can talk about it again tomorrow. But anyway, in our short term platform, I should have used a different platform. Anyway, so that was target one, that blue line there. That was our entry here. So entry here, target one, and now we're just scrolling our stop loss up behind. So stop loss would have gone to entry on the target. Um, I might have pulled it up a bit. That's a bit too quick. I might have pulled it up after this one. Usually at least two or three behind. So stop loss currently will be round about just below the wick of there. So the stop loss now is at 48,638 on this 5 minute time because the trend is moving. He's sitting down now. He's not stood up at the podium, so I don't know whether he's actually taking questions from the press or not. But we'll see. Anyway, if he says something really off the cuff, we'll see a significant reaction. But at the moment, stock markets in the US are long. We are long here on this 5 minute time frame. On the Dow, that's our preferred asset. Nasdaq, it was a similar pattern. Oh, there you go. That's Nasdaq a bit more volatile, but you can see what's happened with the Nasdaq. We've gone through this key. Well, this is the Nasdaq 100, guys. The key 25,000 level on the Nasdaq. So hugely round number, huge psychological number. We burst through. We come back to test it again, but we're still long. So as far as this strategy is concerned, it's a bit more choppy. That would have that's crossed there, so that would have got in there at right ahead of 2 o'clock, 13. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have got in till that point there at 2 o'clock. So that would have been long there. Up we go, and I might again. That's outside of the strategy because we've just about touched the outside of the Bollinger Band there with the first cross actually because that's the touch. There's the we haven't crossed till that one, and then that one to convert, that one to convert, that one sort of comes up, but it was down, so it's weak, and I probably would have not got in there. So I might have not even taken that, but the trend has certainly been to the upside from when he started speaking. He was 20 minutes in at 2 o'clock. He didn't start at 1:30 as he was expected. So interesting. You talk about COVID impacts and praising Operation Warp Speed there. That was really what lost the election. His poor handling and his dismissiveness of the COVID crisis. Be interesting to see what he's saying. He's still saying we've got an economy and he just looks like a caricature of himself. Anyway, as you probably tell, I'm not a great fan of the so anyway, stock markets are moving up still, and S&P passes the Nasdaq. We've had a dip down, unlike the Dow, which has just rallied straight line the industrial companies' economies. So that's a cleaner. There's the touch here when he started speaking at the bottom. Clean break is there again. Whether I'd waited until 2 o'clock or on those, but anyway, that is still long and long. And if that was a big up candle, up. So I would probably, as these three completed, I might have pulled the stop loss up to about halfway through that candle. So that may have been stopped out, but we continue to move higher. 6,839. If this was automated, it would have, if we count back, it that's one. That one's one. Sorry, no. So 1, 2, 3 back to the low of the back still there. So that would still be open. That one is there. 1, 2, 3. That one's there. That one's there. So it's that one that would have stopped out. If we completed that candle there, we count back 1, 2, 3. Stop loss would still be there. Stop loss gets full of the. No, that would still be open. With 3 candle count back on that one. Down we go. We stayed there. On the completion of this candle, the stop loss is going to get moved to the wick of that candle. In fact, it would be pulled here between the lows of those wicks. Be a bit more aggressive. That candle there, 13, 13, 13. It's routine. He loves this mantra, don't it? We're poised to we are running hot. We're paying off the debt. They're tremendous. He loves that word. Tremendous. And his fifth favourite word in the world. And Taras used to be his first one, but not. article read about my family. Anyway, so yeah, nice trending market. That's what we like. Is certainly I do as a trend follower. This is the mean reverting strategy, around the open, but the trend has moved higher. Where may we stall? Is obviously the question you start to ask now. When we look to the left. Well, it's down in this time frame. The nice down leg we had here, going back to last night, was here. Where did we stall? Well, it's sort of about through there. So 6, 8, 60, 6, 8, 8, 5, 8 there. That might be an upside target. Where are we currently? If we look to the left, where we were, was above that level, this peak level there. So the midpoint of this cluster sits at that really round about that 20 period moving average there at 6, 8, 60. And again, you see the round number coming into play. So 6, 8, 60. Side type there on the S&P. Let's just go back to Europe. See how they react because it came for a lot. Quite finger pointing. Again, Trump starts speaking here on 30. We see our low outside. And again, cleaner move there on the DAX. So that's a nice move. Even if you lifted that one there. So the DAX, like the Dow, this is why I prefer trading these two. They move nice in correlation. They also got good value for when you're taking your positions. So uh, there, that would have gone long at 24,392. And again, big strong candle here at 10 past 2. Stop loss there. Now so current candle is there. So 1, 2, 3. The low of the third is stop loss is right about there. 24,495 on the Nasdaq DAX. So we're having a nice rally. Thank you, Donald. Not a great fan, but you've made me money this afternoon. And speaking like all that matters, isn't it, in your world, my friend? But anyway, 24,600 is the DAX so far. Guys, let's not get carried away. I'm still 200 points down on the week. This is only a 5-minute chart. It's not a massive move. We look at the higher time frames here on the DAX, the daily time frame. Massive, massive sell-off yesterday. So a bit of a bounce on Wednesday, maybe expect. But as you see on the DAX, it's actually going nowhere. So, that is a big breach of the 20-day moving average yesterday, and we still need to get to 24,800 just to get back to our 20-day moving average and back into the upper half of the Bollinger Band. So, and as you can see here on the daily time frame, very much here on the stochastic lines rolled over and down we went here immediately after punching that all-time high on the 13th at the end of week before last. So, 2 weeks ago today, no, sorry, a week ago today, last Tuesday, no, 8 days ago. So down we go. So yeah, it's all time frames. It's all relative, guys, about where and when you take your profit off the table. Where's my um, my five. Oh, I'm saying who's here. There's nobody here with me at the moment. I'm gonna something like it. Show on stream. Let me show on stream. Chat. No, that's no commentator who's probably listening to the Donald. So I'm a happy bunny on that one, and we'll see where that goes. Let's have a flick round back to gold. See if it's reacted in the same. So again, as we said earlier, all-time high. This threat of tariffs over Greenland hasn't gone away. He did actually, the phrase he did talk about possible negotiations, but it's what's going to get said off camera, off microphone. Although he has he talked about he's been quite belittling of other leaders, ally leaders, particularly Carney and Macron and Starmer about UK. So all that goes down. Big guys with the biggest guns can be big fat bullies, can't they? So hourly remains bid. How was that reaction? 5-minute wise regarding the US Open gold back? Not really one I trade around the Open, so that's gone big So that's just about the big moves there at 2 o'clock. A bit of a weak cross there at 2:30 on the open, pitched up, and then it's come back down. So not my trade, not really one affected by the open, but big candles. And let's see what the volume is on. Uh, looks like on here. I increased on. Oh, just put this little volume on. Yeah, it ramped up at 2 o'clock. Open. We've got different bullion time markets in London, but volumes now the US cash market is open. So there we are. Let's have a look. Let me go through. There's all forex crosses last night. Apart from that, Dow through them all. Let me find where they are. They're on Discord, aren't they? Don't want that one. Oh, I'm using my tabs properly. That's what I'm doing. Sorry, guys. Got too many tabs open. Yeah, taking questions. He's been questioned by the head of the World Economic Forum at the moment. That's probably where everybody is, isn't they? Listening to Trump, understandably. But let's have a look. What's this he's saying? It's a live. Right. Trade chat from last night. Let's have a quick butchers. Thankfully, some other people are joining us. Pips Movers and Coach. Hang on, let me just share this with you. This was last night's end of day positions, guys, after the massive sell off on the stock market. So we were short there. We talked about that earlier, didn't we? That's our first target, 301. It didn't quite get to. So CAD Swiss, dollar Swiss, and then we were long. These were short positions and long Aussie dollar. These are all at the closing prices. I know we put all the prices, but there's so many. I just rattled off the ones I'd actually opened last night. And I say I was fully, or I've written here, fully exposed into tomorrow. So some of these were closed earlier because they went against us. I mean, you see the exposure to the yen here. Again, if you're a new trader, careful not to get too overexposed and too much correlation with your trade. So when you're short, obviously all these positions, Aussie yen, CAD yen, Swiss yen, Euro yen, pound yen, that's a huge exposure. Um, if it goes against you, and as we've just seen, we lost 60 pips for 50, what's that, 40, 30, 70 pips in the Swiss, the Euro, and the pound, but we've made some gains in the Aussie and the Aussie dollar, the Swiss against the dollar as well. So, balance it up. So never, ever, ever remember about trading. It's about your portfolio of risk at the time, at the end of the week, at the end of the day, at the end of the session. So from last night, my exposure was, I think, 12, 10 trades, wasn't it? So there was and the total risk of all the open trades is equalized, or so if it all went wrong, all goes backwards. I'm losing maximum of 2%, or I think it's a bit more than that, 2.4%. If all of those trades were losing trades, is how I work it out. So that is your key thing. Lot size, props, pip size, however you work it out. Your risk is what you are. You are a risk manager. You are managing your account. You're keeping it within a reasonable rate. And I put stuff on overnight. Two types of end of day system. One I checked very top before, around about ahead of the 8 o'clock open. See where we are. If we're too much out of the money, it gets closed immediately. A lot of this is done manually. A lot of this is done manually. Some of it's automated. End of day set and forget trades. I don't look at them. I haven't said that I did look at that one, didn't I? That dollar one, Dow one. But I don't tend not to change things for the standard end of day strategies. So we'll let's say. see what becomes of that at the end of the day, at the end of the week, when the strategies actually work out. So let's have a look at these. So I'm going to come back to these. So CAD Swiss was that first one. We did look at the um, Dow before, didn't we? So CAD, let's have a look at CAD Swiss. So it's CAD Swiss. And this was, we were shown what this, weren't we? Uh, from last night. So I'll go to the, where's the hourly chart? Oh, I marked it on. Oh my God. There we are. So that's out of the money, but I think it's an end of day trade. So you really that went back over the 20 there. It's 3 o'clock. It's still open, I believe, but that's heading to its stop loss. So big candle here on the US Open. So I should be looking to close that CAD to come back against that one. So that looks like a losing trade. 57.04 we got in, 57.40 we trade. So it's another 30 pips out of the money for CAD Swiss. Yeah. Well, I can't do that from here, but I will close that out here. 47, 57, 50, 42. We'll just do that on the trading platform. It's not. No, no. So that one's closed. That's another loser. So CAD Swiss. It was a loser. Dollar Swiss was also short that one. So USD. We saw that. I think we saw that hit target one, didn't we? That's our entry from last night. We've been out of the money. We're still out of the money. We got back to entry here at 12 o'clock and we're out of the money. So that's still open. That's an end of day one. But the dollar's picked up again. See the big volume kick in there on the 2 o'clock as Trump starts to speak. And so dollar's better. If it hangs on, we'll see. But there's the setup we got in here. Stop losses up here. We're looking for a quick move down to 78.66 is the target. So that's still open. Swiss short dollar short on the Swissy. We were long the Aussie. So that was just and the rest of the yen wasn't it? So we've got Aussie, USD. Oh, it's 3. I need to call. So that's the one we said before. So the Aussie, that's the setup from last night. Stop loss down here at 66.92. Target one's been hit in the last couple of hours. So on my trading platform, that stop loss will be now at the entry level. And if you want to be aggressive during the day, I tend to look at so that's the hourly chart. So that's in profits. All right, I don't want to give profits back now, do I? So that's a big 4-hour candle there, isn't it? So we're in the upper half of the Bollinger Band. So I'm happy to sort of pull that to the wick of that 4-hour. Excuse me, that 4-hour candle. If we go back to the hourly chart, remember this is an end of day trade, so we should be forgetting. And there we are. We're still, as far as the hourly chart is concerned, we're still in the under half of the Bollinger Band with a stop loss, still under the 20 hours. So we've still got, it could retrace quite significantly before it then moves high, and that's the tactic. We'll see how this goes. We'll look what the next 4-hour chart looks like, but you can see here on the hourly chart, it's looking a bit overstretched. How long do I want to hang on for this? Well, it all depends how strong it's going. What else might happen tonight? It's a better opportunity. We'll close it out, but we then might just trail a stop loss up anyway to the bottom of that wick. Looks like a possible next area after we get through this bottom of this wick and over the 20-hour move now. So that'll be the progress going forward if this continues to move higher. We shall see. So Aussie at 67.78. So that one is in the money. Euro CAD. It's on here twice. That was a mistake last night. I'm typing this in manually. So Euro CAD, I think that was stopped out. Was that stopped out? No, it's still open. Last time I looked at this morning, I haven't actually looked at these. Much I've been out. I went for a run this morning in the rain, which is a bit mad. So where are we? Right, there we are. This is yeah. Again, this one will be closed. Stop loss. When I finish here, I'll go that one's definitely out of the money. So 162.15, and we're at 161.60. So that's a 40 odd point loss on that one as well. So we're a big, quite a significant loss there, all those open trades. Next one was the Aussie yen. We saw that still in the money, Aussie yen. And then it's the Aussie GPY. That's the one that hit target. Oh, anyway, that's a better sight, isn't it? So this again is the hourly chart. So stop loss, we must have moved this earlier, already above entry. So target one got us 30 pips. And we talked about this before, didn't we? So got the 4-hour chart again, see where that candle looks like. So there we go, strong 4-hour candle. We've moved our stop loss up to the bottom of the current 4-hour candle. Trend is with us, and that's complete at 1600 hours. So we're already an hour or so into that one, but we're moving higher and trending higher there. So that's still in money and still open. Aussie Swiss. The other, as I said, the other yen crosses were losers. So CAD yen was the other one we lost. What's that still open? Got double CAD yen? No, CAD yen's still open. Yeah, so that's hit target one, stop loss at entry, 4-hour. Why isn't that one completed? Oh, because it's there. So that's, yeah, so that's still there, stop loss. So that's still open, CAD yen. And then the others were the three losers, the Swiss yen. Why isn't the Swiss yen? The three losers, Swiss yen. We closed, we pulled the stop loss up, got out early. And that was still a 31 pip loss. Euro yen, again, we pulled the stop loss up. It was low, we pulled it up, it got took out there, we're back to entry now. But that was a 21 pip loss. And the last one was the guppy, pound yen. Where are we? Pound yen here, and again pulled the stop loss up quite tight, but we've reversed, and we're actually, that would have been in the money if we'd left it. But these ones were all sort of the more aggressive end of day strategies. So which I checked first thing in the morning. That's why they were closed out. They're a relatively small, actually small loss for the size of the move that we've seen on those ones. I need to check that I've got those calculations right. Actually, anyway, that's what it's handwritten. My trading system. So anyway, we're still out of the money for the week. Is the story as we go into look ahead to Thursday. Thursday, big day today. Obviously, today is all about it's nibs and talking. Right, Zeely's just arrived. Hey man, we run a Zeely focused community where experience Zeely exactly you can do what Zeely. Zeely event community users can easily discover and engage in your campaign and your project. So that's a spam, isn't it, Zeely, my friend? Okay. There you are. Thank you. Goodbye. So that's what we were supposed to be doing. Was it? Trading workshop around the US Open. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Let's get the chart back. Where's the chart? That one. There we are. So that was the guppy dust of our open trades. What's likely to happen tonight? We don't know. Let's have a quick scan, or have me have a quick look at my scanner. Let's just bring it in. I've got my scalping strategy on. Let's bring in my end-of-day strategy for today. Nothing on the main system for tonight. The more aggressive system has oil potential triggering at the moment. It looks like it might be long oil. Yeah, both of the oils may be long. It was, I didn't share that with you earlier in the week. It was short on Monday, which didn't work out. This one strong up there today. So let's finish with that. We didn't actually look at oil, did we? On the energy market. So oil benefiting from big support from the administration. You might have mentioned something about new contracts or something, or opening something up. We'll have to go and listen to both ways. Go Trump on NATO, time to step up his talking about Interesting. Bloomberg have moved away from Davos. So anyway, is the question answered? I'm guessing must have closed. Key thing for yesterday was the big spike back through $60 on WTI, and Brent went back through 64 earlier in the week and held it as it moved down, and we moved to um, 64.70 this morning. So both oil commodities, both oil markets getting a strong day yesterday, giving some back today. Brent's down, WTI is down a tad, but my strategy and if their strategy is looking for a potential long tonight, and both of those we'll see how that goes later on tonight. So let me just leave you with the anyway. Sorry, what was I saying? I was explaining right. So when it says World Economic Forum meetings all day, so it doesn't mean there's the issue could be that somebody says something, some major player, whether it's a leader of a bank, a leader of a country, a central banker, that can really spike and surprise things. So that's why you're on check for today. The main event was obviously at 1:30 when Trump was speaking. So, the rules about 5 minutes before, 5 minutes after he starts to announce. The problem, obviously, with that is he spoke for an hour and a half. So just be careful about what trade you're taking. Obviously, those ones we saw on our system, the mean reverting system, we were all well ahead of when he started speaking at 1:30 when he was scheduled to start speaking, and then we sort of added to it during the speech. So whether that actually pans out and whether it's acceptable, we'll see what happens thereafter. Right, Thursday, quite a busy day tomorrow. We've got overnight, we have Australian jobs numbers expected to show some sort of resilience, but unemployment starting to rise again. This morning, we had a spike higher for UK inflation, so more war for Keir Starmer. It's particularly unfortunate, the core, and that's around food prices as well as lifted that as well as other airline tickets and stuff like that. So 4.2% from, 3.4% from 3.2% last month, and a point high, a point one of 1% higher than expectations. So a bit more negative news for the UK government here. Interesting, pending home sales has missed, and maybe why the dollar's turned around. That's quite a significant miss, isn't it? Minus 9.1%. And again, if we look at the move on, look at that, that's quite a significant miss. That's a number, hence the dollar gain and the stock market gain when Trump was speaking is pushed back. That's the worst number there. You can see that very clearly, can't you? So that's the worst number here for January 2026 since October 2022 for pending home sales. All right, it's a medium event, but that's potentially an impact on the housing situation in the US. Pending home sales means those that have started to process. So obviously, it's a slower month over Christmas and the December month for home sales, given that people are elsewhere. But and the fact that expectations of a lower interest rates haven't fed through, the stalling of the interest rates cut for 2026 potentially. So that could have had an impact on that. But that's quite a significant miss. That's the worst reading for pending home sales on a monthly basis. Might be something skewed to do with the data and the government lockdown, but I'll look into that for you as well. But that's the worst data since October 2022 for pending home sales. Obviously, taking a bit of the exuberance away. Anyway, tomorrow, big day tomorrow. We got final GDP. That's not that big a deal. It's backward looking. and it's a final revision. But if it comes in hotter than expected, we shall see. Remember, it's delayed because of the shutdown, so it's 34 days delayed, so it might be strong. The one that's been rolling out and ensuring the resilience and the strength of the US economy and the jobs market, the tightness of the jobs market, is the claims number under 200,000 last week, huge back down negatively. But the big data tomorrow is the core PCE price index at 3 o'clock tomorrow. I'll be live for this 1:30 announcement, and I might come back and have some updates for the core PCE data because that's the data, that's the measure of US prices, US inflation that the Fed take into account much more than CPI and even PPI. So core PCE absolutely key to the thinking of many members on the Fed, and that's expected to still show 0.2% on a monthly basis. Again, delayed data from October also coming in tomorrow, a bit messy. And then overnight, tomorrow night, we've got the Bank of Japan announcement, but nothing's going to change there because of the impending election. Policy statement would be interesting to read, and what the outlook looks like. So watch that overnight, Thursday night into Friday European time. Normally about 3 o'clock in the morning. I certainly won't be watching it and listening to it. But, anyway, let me just leave you with the fallout from Trump's speech. Stock markets are higher. Currently, the S&P is up 0.75 of 1%, Dow Jones up 0.78 of 1%. Netflix is back and not as bad as it was last night. It was down 7% at one point. It's only down 2.5% as stock markets have moved higher after their squeeze on margins. Really, the numbers were okay. The subscriptions were okay, which is what lots of people have always used as a barometer for Netflix. But if I just leave you with your favorite or our favorite asset, gold, that's most of you trade. We are down in the last 4 hours. We've got a 4-hour red candle. The last hour has been also negative thanks to the strengthening of the dollar and what Trump had to say there at starting from 1:30. So we'll be down. We're in the under half of the Bollinger Band this hour, so we continue to decline. 4813. Next level would be perhaps down there, the bottom of that candle from yesterday, or from the start of the day at 4786 as end of hour traders. But certainly, I'm sure short term, that's not really do. We saw the volatility in the 5-minute time frame, didn't we? But we've gone down again since we last looked at this 10 minutes ago, and we're down again now. So we're moving lower. Perhaps the dollar's picking up. Perhaps he said something else over in Davos. We shall see. But that pending home sales hasn't helped things much. That's 3:15. It came out at 3 o'clock, didn't it? So that was the 3 o'clock one. So it's a follow through from that. I say cash markets have been open for an hour and remain positive. So I'll leave you with the gold chart. Everyone's, the daily still looks very, very robust, doesn't it? So, oops. There we are. All-time highs again today, 21st of January. Take care, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow for the jobs numbers, and let's go and digest and dissect what the president had to say that has moved markets. Take care, everyone. See you tomorrow. All the best. Stay safe, and thanks for being here. See you tomorrow.